Welcome into the Cowboys Report with some very unexpected news. Gerald McCoy, who as you know is out for the season, has actually been released by the Dallas Cowboys via an injury waiver. We'll break down what exactly that means. But McCoy is no longer a member of the Dallas Cowboys organization. This comes really not even a day after McCoy made it very clear he still wanted to be around the team. He still wanted to help them. That's not going to happen. He has been released by the Cowboys with what is called an injury waiver on his quad. As I did not know this, but now, of course, we do know, there was actually a specific clause in McCoy's contract that specified a potential quad injury and voids the non-signing bonus portion of some of his guaranteed money. So we'll break down, there are some savings here involved for the Cowboys when it comes to the salary cap. But before we dive into that, I want to know your one-word reaction to cutting Gerald McCoy. I've got two of them. My first one was, what? Because I was not prepared for this move. I was very much surprised by it, as I'm sure most of you were. I know producer Harrison was also surprised. The second one here is business. This is what this is. This is a cold-blooded business move, although I'm honestly not sure if it's the right one by the Cowboys. From a purely financial perspective, it is the correct decision. With this move, but with the injury waiver, the Cowboys only owe McCoy his $3 million signing bonus. There was other guaranteed money for McCoy in his contract. He actually had $7 million in total guarantees. That was his signing bonus, his base salary this year, and part of his base salary next year. Because of the injury waiver, those guarantees on the salaries, they are voided. The Cowboys no longer have to pay that. It means they're not going to put him on IR, so they have to pay him the salary anyway. So they still owe him the $3 million signing bonus, but nothing else. The dead money left on McCoy's contract, as I understand it, can be split up over 2 years. Now, McCoy was only going to count $4.25 million against the cap for this particular year. Assuming it is split up over 2 years, as most post-June 1st releases are, he only counts $1.5 million now. That means there's $2.75 million in savings this year. Now, part of that 4.25, you might see 5 as the money counting against the cap and upwards of 3.25 in the savings. That includes the final roster bonus, which actually wasn't likely to be earned. So both numbers are correct. The bigger number was the hypothetical savings. That $2.75 million, that is the number for actual savings this year. So this is fascinating to me. By the way, the Cowboys do plan on trying to re-sign him next year. I'm not sure if McCoy will want to come back now because, well, the Cowboys just said, hey, we're not going to pay you the full salary you were going to get if we had just placed you on IR. So this will be the pinned comment on today's video. Namely, if you get the ad break here on YouTube, scroll on down, get your votes in. Is this the right move to cut McCoy? Type Y for yes or type N for no. Now, look, we already knew Gerald McCoy was not going to be playing for the Cowboys this year, which means there will be other players who have to step up for Dallas. Tyrone Crawford, well, he's a candidate to play inside and outside. Neville Gallimore, Tristan Hill, both young players. Joe Jackson, I think Alden Smith, too, could hypothetically kick inside if needed. Can maybe move DeMarcus Lawrence in there on some rushing downs if you want to get creative. Antoine Woods is a run stopper, but you are going to miss McCoy. Now, look, he's on the wrong side of 32, coming off a quad injury. Even if he does come back to the Cowboys next year, my suspicion, it's going to be for less than what they were going to pay him next year, if not even this year. We do have a special deal for you guys as well. Cowboys face coverings are available. Chatsports.com/Cowboys Mask. That's chatsports.com/Cowboys Mask. Got a whole bunch of options, individual packs to, 2, 3, and 4 packs as well. A ridiculous amount of different options and styles and all of that. So go check out the full assortment at chatsports.com/Cowboys Mask. That link, folks, will be in the comments and in the description. Now, we did recently break down some of the top potential replacements for for Gerald McCoy. It's on the channel. Go check it out if you haven't already. I think Tyrone Crawford is one of them. Now, his weight has very much fluctuated based on what spot he's played, consistently being asked to cut or gain weight in time for the season. He can play inside, he can play outside. With McCoy gone, out for the year, probably feel better about keeping Crawford around, even if he is maybe just a little bit more expensive than what you'd want. Tristan Hill also going to get a chance to play this year. With no McCoy, he stands and has the most to gain. That's a significant chance for Tristan Hill, who was bad last year. Will he take advantage of it? We'll have to wait and see on that one. And then there's rookie Neville Gallimore out of Oklahoma, actually older than Tristan Hill. Fun fact on that one. I was a big fan of Gallimore. I like him more than Hill, but he's also a first-year player, and he's older. There is going to be an adjustment period for him. He's going to have to, I think, play some catch-up right now for the Cowboys in terms of making an instant impact on that defensive line. If you don't ever want to miss a video here at the Cowboys Report, double check and make sure your notifications are set to all. Go click the bell right now. And if you have subscribed recently, YouTube actually defaults to personalized, which means you will miss out on videos. You want notifications to be set on all. That way you don't miss anything here at Chat Sports. Some other news, Dontari Poe back for the Cowboys. There are two other news items I wanted to get to here. Poe passed his physical today with the Dallas Cowboys, is also working his way back from, ironically enough, a quad injury. He had quad surgery in the offseason. He is now going to come off the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list. He'll be fully out there in practice. There might be still more of a ramp-up period, but he is back and is a member right now of the Dallas Cowboys. Fully a big addition for Dallas. Crawford and Poe both started the year on that PUP list. I wasn't concerned about them. Now here we are, barely entering week 2 of practices for training camp. Both players back and good to go. Now, with the release of Gerald McCoy, the Cowboys actually did free up a roster spot. They have added Pace Murphy, an offensive lineman who, if your initial response was, who? That's okay. I wouldn't expect any of you guys to actually know who that is. He did work out for the Cowboys earlier this week. Lael Collins, Cam Irving, and Brandon Knight, who's now back, have battled some minor issues early in camp. They weren't out there. And the likes of Wyatt Miller and Terrence Steele had all been getting worked. It had been rough in camp. Murphy comes in to give them some added depth. He's not going to make the team. Maybe he's a practice squad guy, but I did want to make note. Now, if you are the Cowboys with the extra savings, you could go pursue somebody else. You've all been asking about Damon Harrison, about Clowney. Still don't get your hopes, although I'd still sign Harrison if I were the Cowboys. I don't think it's enough money to say, oh, we're suddenly going to break our wallets and go well beyond what we ever pay for Clowney, so don't get your hopes up there. But I do think Snacks is still a possibility, even if it's not a one-to-one replacement for Gerald McCoy. But get your votes in if you want Dallas to add another player. 1 for yes, 0 for no. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.